Welcome to Constant Struggle. I'm Nick Watson.
And
Oh,
I'm
whoa.
what? What's happening?
No, that's okay. Let's try that again. That was way too much.
That was a lot.
Welcome to Constant Struggle. I'm Nick Watson.
And I'm Brie Watson. We've got a great episode today, great interview with our buddy Heather. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, Nick, why don't we do our last check-in of 2022?
Well,
before,
I feel like I'm turning a corner and I'm gonna get back to the editing. I've done a little bit since talking to yourself and Heather. Um
that's
yeah.
good news.
Yeah. And I've got some short story ideas as well.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I've been listening to podcasts about cults.
Oh.
It's fascinating. Oh,
Are you gonna write something about a cult, do you think?
I think I will. I think I'm gonna make a short story about a for-profit cult run by a corporation. So that's just like one of the many services they offer is a cult.
Do people know?
Well, they have
it's run by a corporation?
No. The corporation, because people don't want that. They want an authentic cult experience. Yeah. So the cult, they put out a casting call for somebody who's very engaging, all the culty things.
So is this like the leader they're recruiting?
Yeah, they recruit the leader. But the trick for a corporation when you're running a cult is to make sure that all the stuff is legal. You don't want them abusing children in any way, physical or sexual. Psychological, you could probably get away with a bit longer.
Them improv.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah. So that's going to be the short story. I don't know how I'm going to frame it yet. I'm thinking it might be like the CEO showing an investor like just this branch of their corporation, and this is our cult. And
you could totally see Elon leading cultiness.
Yeah, he could lead a cult, but I don't think he would be good enough to run one at a distance, corporate wise, to make profit and avoid legal entangulations.
Oh yeah, he's not so great at avoiding legal entanglements.
No, because he's as the French call les incompetents. Okay, how are you doing, Brie?
Well, I'm kind of resting. Not really, but there's not a ton of shows that I'm doing right now. Seems like it's the end of, and all the teaching is kind of on hold for the holidays, but starting back up again in January.
Yeah, we're gonna be commuter buddies.
Yeah, I don't know. I took the train. I didn't like it. I might. So now I found out a friend of mine who also works at Second City and lives in Hamilton is teaching at the same time as I am.
Sure.
So we're probably just going to split the cost of parking and
car share.
Still drive. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that takes one car off the road for the distance of Hamilton to Toronto.
Yeah. As far as shows go in the new year, or in this summer, I'm hoping to do the Hamilton Fringe again.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah. So Dave, Lottie, and I, or Dave Hyde Lottie, who we've had on the podcast, but
Lottie.
Yeah. So he and I are finally going to put on our sketch show, provided everything goes well with the venue that we've spoken to at the Hamilton Fringe, because we didn't get into Toronto Fringe because it's very difficult to get into Toronto Fringe. Apparently only 10% of the people who apply get into Toronto Fringe, which is crazy. It's a lot of people.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, and we're continuing to do shows down here. Well, we've got a big show tomorrow night, which is New Year's Eve.
Where, Mate?
Niagara. Yeah, Mate.
Mate.
So I don't know when this episode is going to come out, but either way, we're doing a New Year's Eve show. That's what I've got coming up. More improv, more stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully more acting and that kind of stuff, because it was pretty cool to go to Slovenia this year. I don't know. I keep thinking about writing stuff, and I don't know. I don't know about the new year, and as far as writing goes, I don't know how much, Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you're doing more performancing.
Exactly.
Getting paid for it, unlike writing. Lousy, cheap writing.
The thing about writing is that I don't know. There's the writing, and then there's the finding the people you have to connect with to get jobs writing.
Yeah.
And there seems to be a pretty big gap or disconnect there that I seem to be missing. So who knows? Who knows what next year will bring?
Adventure?
Yeah. But this isn't, I don't know. This isn't even supposed to be our 2022 recap episode, but we're sounding very New Year's-y, Nick.
Well, I mean, it's freaking New Year's, dude.
You're right.
What are you going to do?
What am I going to do?
Now?
I'm going to have a show at Mate and celebrate Greenland New Year.
Any resolution ideas?
I like to do a lighthouse word. I've had this conversation before. A lighthouse word. Instead of a resolution, it's like a word that you use as a focus for your whole year.
Sure. Oh, can I got one for me.
Yeah, what is it?
Incremental.
Okay, go into that.
Yeah, just like little tiny baby steps every day. And like, stay off. Because I've pulled off of social media a little bit and noticed like, I was just losing complete hours to it. And it sucks. There's no fun in it. And you don't get anything out of it, basically. Whereas if I do a little bit of editing every day, at least I have that. Same with physical activity.
You gotta read that James Clear book I've been telling you about.
Going Clear.
Yeah. It's all about only drinking clear liquids.
Including Zima.
My word is going to be heart.
Oh, like the band. You're going to focus on their discography this year.
Yeah. I don't remember what song that was, but that's just her voice. Try to understand. Is that them? Is Magic Man Heart? Try to understand.
What swingers this week, too? Come on home, girl. Oh, it's so good. Anyway, so heart.
Yeah, heart in that. Oh, it is heart. Thank goodness. Had to do a check. So heart in that last year, my doctor was like, you don't want to have high blood pressure. So here are some things that you can do that are healthy, heart healthy. Here are ways you can eat and things that you can do that are heart healthy. So health-wise, heart, but then also, trying to be more loving of people.
Ugh.
in a world.
In a world.
Yeah, trying to get my Brene Brown on,
Okay. Well, good luck with that.
Just jumping in here. This is like a post after edit. It's Brie. At the time, I don't think I could really convey what I was thinking of this second part of heart, and that was following the heart. So just throwing this in there. Nobody else is here. It's just me as in the editing booth, which is just my computer. But anyway, following my heart. Okay, back to the episode.
Well, Brie, speaking of heart, our guest this week.
Yeah, huge heart.
Big old heart.
Oversized heart.
No, healthy size,
no,
correct
just normal
size.
Heart. Yeah, normal size. And she knows how to keep it healthy.
There you go.
Keep it pumping because she is a fitness coach and an improviser. And a buddy of mine, and now a buddy of Nick's, and soon to be a buddy of yours, folks.
Hey,
enjoy this episode, a wonderful interview with our pal Heather Eyman. Welcome.
No,
one and all.
God, you're doing the NPR thing. No.
I think it needs to be further up your nose, the microphone. Yeah, there you go. That's better.
I was thinking the other day that does it sound scrunchy?
No,
it's okay.
Just sounds intimate and close.
Oh, good. That's the kind of space I hope to
live in.
Encourage.
People live in all sorts of spaces. Fuck. All right, no, I don't want to do NPR pod.
I love NPR pod. Our guest is a fitness instructor. Our guest is a facilities management professional. Our guest is an improviser. I'm going back to NPR. I can't stop. I think it's because I'm so close. Anyway, put your hands together, world, for Heather Eyman. Yay!
Yay!
I said fitness instructor. I don't know if that's what I would call you though. Like health professional? No, fitness professional. Anyway, the other episode that we had, Nick was like, "Ow, my back hurts. I want to talk to somebody who knows about things like that." And I was like, "I got just the person. She happens to be great at improv too. 2 birds, 1 Heather. Here she is."
Oh, thank you. That's very kind. 2 birds, 1 Heather.
That's right.
We found there's the name of the pod. Yeah. Nailed it.
Easy, right in the first 5 minutes. Fantastic.
Done.
Heather, what can we do for Nick's back?
Well, I would argue that that's not within my scope of practice.
Fuck did I
Darn
ask
it, that was the whole reason for this.
Good night. No, you want to be careful not to diagnose. That's for doctors and alone. But movement in general, good for backs, good for your whole body.
Did you listen to the episode that we had where we're like, oh, so the cure for anything is just to keep moving and come on, give me a break, that sucks?
That was the gist of it, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, so I got to eat healthy and exercise. That's bold.
Great.
Yeah.
Does making coffee count as exercise?
How much?
I guess it depends on how fast you make it.
And how heavy the can of beans is.
If you're doing your own grinding.
That's right.
Yep.
Right.
It's like
smash it in my fist.
Definitely.
All of these things are part of a balanced exercise regime. No, seriously, Heather, tell us about yourself. Tell us.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, fitness professional is fine, or health professional. I'm a coach, I guess you could say.
A kinesiologist?
Well, actually, technically no longer. I did graduate from, I have my master's in professional kinesiology, but I did recently cancel. That's not the right word, but
not
renew my membership with the college. So it's quite expensive, and at the moment was not wasn't what I was looking for. So. But so yes, I can't call myself a kinesiologist anymore, but I am a graduate of kinesiology.
An unlicensed kinesiologist.
no, that also sounds bad.
What?
Rogue kinesiologist.
Yeah. I mean, it would be nice if there was a little bit more knowledge of kinesiology and of what happens, what that profession does, but not for right now, I think.
We had a class in high school. It was kinesiology, and it was basically, if you want to study this, you're going to be a gym teacher. That's kind of true, right?
Yeah, I'd say like the majority of people who I went to school with, where I either went to into like physiotherapy or athletic therapy or something, or we're going to the education route. That was kind of at least when I did it, that was sort of where you went after that. You needed to do something more beyond it.
You're a coach.
Fitness coach, yes.
Fitness coach. How long you been doing that?
Since 2018, so 5 years. Yeah, coming up right on 5 years, actually.
Oh, did you have to do it all online during the dark times?
Oh, we were online, offline, outside, hybrid, indoor, outside. It was like all over the place. So yeah, we did keep up and do online classes. And then when we were able to be outside and get together, we would do that. And then there was times when like we had certain numbers, so you could do kind of like a hybrid model. So yeah.
Right. Well, fortunately, you're well versed in improvising as well, so you're able to adapt to these changing times.
Very true. I think one of the hardest things was like getting used to people. What people stare at you on, like when they're on Zoom, it's like a different feeling, and it's very like, it gave me almost stage fright the first few times. Like I was so concerned. because people have this sort of blank expression when they're taking in what you're saying, and then you start going, oh, they don't like me, what I don't know what I'm saying, like, so that was a bit of like a something to overcome.
This is while you were coaching.
Yeah, coaching. It's because I guess, I mean, when we were doing improv online, we couldn't see the audience, but coaching we could see people because you need to watch them as they're doing stuff. But I found that really challenging at first, just like getting used to having everyone staring at me like that.
You got over it.
I think so.
Okay.
All right.
I was gonna say, teach us something right now and see if we judge you.
Oh gosh. Okay.
You don't actually.
We never do this. We just make people perform.
I know. I'm putting Heather on the spot because I find it enjoyable.
Thank you.
Full disclosure, Nick, Heather learned improv during the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you
just before and then
before.
into
Yeah, why don't you tell us about your improv journey a little bit?
Sure, yeah.
We're gonna talk about
was
your
it
coaching journey and your improv journey?
Was it tied into your work, or was it just something you've fancied learning?
No, I just decided I fancied learning. I was like, I'm gonna go out and learn me some improv. I was looking for something creative at the time. I wanted to do something, and I was just honestly just Googling around, and I came across Improv Niagara. And
Google works. Everybody Google ads.
There you go. SEO right at the top of the charts there. And it happened to be a class, an intro class. I had done some improv and some acting in high school, but not since then. And yeah, so I just signed up and showed up, and that was the end of that. It was all uphill, downhill from there. That sounds bad either way. It was down the slide.
Who taught that class, Heather?
Taught by a wonderful instructor. You may have heard of her, Brie Watson.
Oh, that's you, Brie.
It sure is.
Yeah, so that's where I met Brie, and I just absolutely loved it and kept going, kept doing the classes.
You gotta say that again because you cut out and it sounded like you
sorry.
Said, I absolutely
I absolutely loved it. Kept doing the classes, and here we are.
I think keep the first take where it sounds like Heather puked all over the mic. How was your first time?
Yeah.
I felt so sick.
Yeah, see, improv nerves. Well documented.
They're intense.
Where was it back then, Brie? Back in the before times?
Why don't you ask Heather, our improv guest?
Oh, for sure.
It was at the community center. It has a name?
Sure does.
Kiwanis Center, yes. The Kiwanis Center.
Kiwanis Club.
In beautiful St. Catharines, the Garden City.
Okay. What are the Kiwanises?
It's like a community organization, like the Rotary.
Okay. So I get the Rotary. They installed phones back in the 1800s, but what is a Kiwanis?
What a Rotary
No.
I don't think so. Yeah, they're a non-profit.
I believed it.
That's the power.
So it's like the Lions or the Shriners. Yes. Is it like that? Okay. So it's like a bunch of do-gooders.
To pursue creative ways to serve the needs of children through local service projects.
I used to play hockey for Kiwanis, like in a Kiwanis league.
Yeah, that makes sense because that's like youth sports.
Because the Rotary Club also has like a youth component where they get kids from all over to go stay with kids from all, you know what I mean? Like they do exchanges so that a kid could go live in another country for a year and learn about.
Oh, that must be the rotation they're talking about.
Maybe that's the Rotary. I know people who are in the Rotary Club are called Rotarians. That's fun.
Are they?
Yeah, we're all learning something today.
Oh my God.
It has to do with Heather. So let's go back to Heather.
That's okay. That's okay. This is interesting. It's more interesting than me.
Oh no.
That's okay. I mean, not in a negative way. Community organizations are more important than my individual self.
Well, I mean, physical health and improvisation is very important too, Heather.
Yes, obviously.
Anyway, let's get back on track. Heather, are you in the Niagara region?
Yes.
I'm guessing,
I live in Welland right now, but I pretty much live just all over the Niagara region.
Nice.
But you're from Niagara on the Lake, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Oh, that's a step down in the world.
I lived on the very border of St. Catharines and Niagara on the Lake, so it was like almost technically St. Catharines. And I did everything in St. Catharines, so it was more farm land, less Prince of Wales.
I love the Prince. Wait, have I been there? Yeah, I've been there. It is a little quainty, a little ye oldie. We're not sponsored by them, right?
Only place with a Lord Mayor. They're the only place in the world with a Lord Mayor.
Wait, they don't have Lord Mayors in England?
Fact check me right now.
Where's there a Lord Mayor in? What do they have? Just regular mayors in London?
They used to be Lord Mayors.
Oh, but now they're just mayors
in London. I don't know. Heather sounded pretty like she had that fact down.
That Lord Mayor is the title of a mayor for a city in the Commonwealth realm. Lord Mayor of London. Yeah.
Maybe it's only in Canada. That's why I said fact check. The dissemination of unverified facts is a real problem.
It's brutal. It's a major hindrance to like political discourse. Heather, if you're not careful, you're going to wind up as owning a social media platform by the time this is done.
Elon gave it to Heather.
Oh my God. I hope you have 40 billion lying around.
Oh my God. What a shit show. All right. Tell us about that journey then. What was little Heather like in Niagara on the Lake? What kind of little things did little Heather like?
The journey. It was
Tell us about
sports.
the Dodge journey of your life.
The Dodge journey of my life.
Or the band journey.
Or the band journey.
I did everything. Like I did every single thing I could. I played every sport I could. I played so many musical instruments and I'm terrible at all of them.
Oh,
I never got any good at any of them.
List the instruments.
Piano.
Yep.
Saxophone. Guitar. Drums.
Sick.
That was it.
Any flute?
Yeah. No flute.
Wait,
no
Brie,
flute.
did we play the flute or was that like a fucking piccolo or something?
We had to play.
What was that thing? The recorder.
A recorder? Oh, I did also add recorder to my list.
There you go.
Keep
it going.
In French, it's called the flûte à bec.
Did you play hot cross buns? That's what everybody played.
I played that in music class in grade 9, but we did.
I'm not sure.
Ode to Joy.
Ode to Joy was huge in our school for the recorder.
Yep. So why didn't you? But I've heard you play the drums. You're a good drummer.
Not really.
Okay.
I mean,
so is it that you learned a bunch of musical instruments? You say you're not good at them, but you're actually quite competent at them. You just have too high of an expectation of yourself.
In this case, I don't think so. I don't think I think I have like a knowledge of music and like a baseline knowledge of it.
Oh, so you did bass as well then?
Yes, yeah. That was my bass impression. I don't know what that was.
That's good.
Thank you.
We'll allow that one.
Okay, thank you.
And what sports were you playing?
I played hockey and baseball. In school, I did volleyball and basketball. In high school, I did track and field. I did all the throwing sports, javelin, discus, and shot put. Actually went to OFSA for javelin.
Sick.
Yeah.
Did you win?
No, not at OFSA. I didn't place
OFSA,
there.
But you.
Yeah, I was at OFSA. I came first at SASA. So.
There you go.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah,
What school did you go to? What's the one out there? Is it? I want to say Crosby, but.
No, I went to Sir Winston. I went to Sir Winston. I actually went to. I was supposed to go to Niagara District. That was the high school in Niagara on the Lake, but because I did French immersion, I went to Sir Winston in St. Catharines. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Frimmersion.
That's another thing that I struggle with is the French language.
Wow. Musical instruments. You didn't struggle at sports. Certainly not throwing sports. Sausage champion.
No, they're pretty good at the sports.
What year was Sasa champion? What year was it?
Oh gosh. I don't remember what year. It would either been 2005 or 2006.
We were 2005, 2006 Sasa champion Heather Eyman. Champion of the javelin.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's dangerous at
hardcore.
a distance of how many meters?
I want to say like it was somewhere 20, 25, 26
Wow.
meters, something like
Alright.
that.
Pretty impressive.
You can't fact check that, so who knows if that's right.
We'll allow that. Yeah, for sure.
You know, I would have loved to have tried the javelin if our school could afford one.
I don't think having javelins available in Welland was a good idea.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. Maybe use it to break into
Yeah,
cars.
with the giant bong war of '97.
There were bombs.
No, bong.
The bong wars.
Bong war.
Well, yeah, you're living in Welland now. You must have seen a couple of the bong wars. They're still going on.
It rages to this day.
I can't say. I think they've all moved underground. So
The underground bong wars.
Bong horse?
Yeah. I mean, when the soldiers of the bong
Oh,
wars
my Lord.
no!
need to replenish their
Oh,
their bong water. Oh God. All right. What is this? This is gonna be a silly podcast. So sports, music, you're into it all. You do everything. How do you decide like this is I'm gonna go to university, I'm gonna study kinesiology? How do you not say I'm gonna become a musician? I'm gonna become a professional javelin.
French talker.
Yeah. How do you
French talker.
That's one of the hard things about being multi-talented. How do you decide?
I think it was just I have to go to university. That was the message that I got, right? That from school. I don't know about you guys, but that was
Sounds
the message
like
that
we are from the same economic bracket.
you have to go to university. Like there wasn't the other options were presented, but never as like viable options, which in hindsight was
Right?
Probably could have worked, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there were lots of other options that probably would have been much better in the long run.
I think that was it, right? Like, I think our parents' generation were taught, like, if you want a good job, you got to go to university. And then now it's like, no. We've gone back to a place where, no, not necessarily. You go to college, you could not do any of the things.
I think the important thing is knowing what you want to bloody well do.
Well, I mean, who knows what they want to fucking do at,
people who succeed. That's
I don't know, man. Okay.
I don't regret going to university and I took kinesiology and like I really enjoyed it. But I don't think it should have been presented as a means to obtain a job.
Right.
There wasn't it's not a funnel to an immediate career, right? And you sort of have that image.
Where'd you go for kin?
Why or where?
Where?
I went to Laurier for my first year, but then I actually came back home and I went to Brock for the rest of my degree. Yeah.
Yeah, because I went to Western. We had kin students everywhere too.
Everywhere.
I feel
It's
like
a
kin
popular
started.
program.
Fixing people.
Yeah. Did it like? Is it a relatively new discipline?
In terms of like being a registered profession in Ontario, yes.
Mm.
When I graduated, that was I'm not exactly sure the exact year, but it was around 2010, 2011, 2012, where they were just sort of forming the college. They were actually like grandfathering people in if they had enough experience.
Right.
So as a college in Ontario, it's only been around since for 12, 13, 14, something like that years. So it's quite new. As like an actual profession, I'm not really sure. I think it's been a staple at like a lot of universities for a while.
Yeah.
So like, because you don't, you go to a doctor's office for like a physio appointment or chiropractic appointment. Can you go for a kinesiology appointment?
Well, I think that took up everyone who did those things. Like,
Well,
not even. Well, let's let Heather.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, yeah, there are definitely a lot that went into that stream. I've always, one of the biggest things, or at least in my opinion, that has prevented it from really kind of gaining traction is the fact that no benefits, or at least none that I'm aware of, cover kinesiology services. So a lot of times a kinesiologist, there's very few kinesiologists, again, that I am aware of that work independently. Tends to be, which, you usually work as part of a team. So a lot of times they'll work in tandem with a physiotherapist, like where the physio will treat and then refer to the kinesiologist, and the kinesiologist will take them through exercises and that kind of thing. But specifically, there's a lot of kins that are more, or like at least for what I do is more fitness, health promotion related, and everyday kind of wellness and lifestyle. But that there's no coverage for that. But if somebody could walk into a gym and say, oh, I've got X amount that I can dedicate to personal training or to nutrition services, certain things like that, it would make a huge difference.
Yeah. It's fascinating. Because could you train to become a personal you know what I mean, like a personal trainer? That's not a university program, so it's more all-encompassing. Kinesiology is what you're saying, but you can't get benefits to cover the cost of seeing a kinesiologist.
Yeah, in the capacity, in certain capacities. So like because I think because our healthcare system is focused more on we're reactionary, right? We're focused on illness versus we're not proactive versus for wellness. So if we were focused more, if there was more things being into preventing people from, cardiovascular disease and all of these other things, I think there might be more money and interest in that.
Then there would be less money from the pharmaceuticals.
The pharmaceuticals.
Big farta.
Yeah, take them down, Brie.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you get your degree from Brock.
Yes.
And then from there, where does little Heather go? Or at the same time, like, are you still like while you're at I keep wanting to say college, while you're at uni, while you're at Brock, are you doing extracurriculars? Are you still having that like I do a million kajillion things, or are you like boom focused in on?
Yeah, how's your recorder aptitude?
Yeah, I think first year was when I gave up the recorder and just said, I have to lay this down. I definitely was doing a lot less. I had played travel baseball. That was like sort of my most competitive sport up until university.
For who?
I played for St. Catharines to start, and then I played for Jordan. That was sort of where we were the most competitive. That would have been for about 4 or 5 years, kind of in like during high school. We actually went to the Canadians. So
are we talking baseball?
Softball, windmill, fastball.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's crazy shit. Like how do I understand how the pitchers control that?
Oh, it's impressive. I was not a pitcher, but so
were you it's very pitcher or
no. I'm
sorry.
We could do a whole segment on baseball chants, right?
The different
positions. I tried out for the baseball team at Laurier, and I didn't make the team.
Oh.
And that was kind of the last. I think that was like I sort of not stopped sports, but like that was kind of it for sports generally for me, like or for organized sports at the time. So I was doing a lot less. I was mostly just working and focusing on school. Tried to pick up, going to the gym every once in a while and doing that kind of stuff. I played a little bit of pickup or like hockey. What's the word for like beer league hockey when I was a little bit older. But that was kind of it for in terms of organized sports until I found like the gym that I'm at now, which kind of renewed my sense of love for fitness and for all that kind of stuff.
I had a similar experience. When I was when I went to university, and there was a dance. It wasn't at Ottawa U though. It was like I had to go all the way to not Streetsville. That's where you live, Nick. Stittsville, which is far away. Now it's just like a big suburb of Ottawa. But at the time, it was like Stittsville. Fuck, that's far. To participate in some like dance thing that somebody had told me about, and I didn't make the team. And I was like, well, fuck it. I'm never gonna dance again.
If this was a movie, then that would be when you'd break off and dance yourself into like the limelight.
Yeah, new limelight. Like you did with Fit Collective. Tell us about Fit Collective.
Fit Collective. I started, it used to be CrossFit St. Catharines. So it's CrossFit style gym. And similar to my finding of Improv Niagara, I was Googling gyms. And
the system works, everybody. Just
it really does.
SEO.
You know what? If you haven't heard about Google yet, I really suggest getting in there on the ground level. They are going somewhere, let me tell you. I found a gym that was close to where I was working at the time, and I just decided to go, and I immediately fell in love with it, and wanted to commit.
Notice
to...
that she fell in love with it and not fell in with it. Like
yeah, this one, although I actually think I felt more like barfing following my first workout versus
That's fair. Working out
versus
hard.
improv.
Yeah.
And then I joined and I was a member there. That was in 2016, and then I started coaching a couple years later. And actually, that was what made me decide to go back to school for my master's. So I did my master's in professional kinesiology. But I kind of was like, why am I not doing this? I really enjoy it. I really love it. So let's see what more the kin world has to offer. Now that it's been a few years since I've been out of school.
And what did it offer?
Well, it was a good experience. I really enjoyed the masters. I did write. That's when I became registered. I did write the exam. I hadn't done it previously because I wasn't sure if it was worth it at the time. So went through that and did some placements and met some people in the industry and in around the region. And made some good connections. And I think overall it was a good experience. It kind of got me reacquainted with Brock as well. Again at the time, and in terms of professionally at the moment, it didn't lead to anything necessarily, but I did sort of get a little bit more involved with Fit Collective and took on a bigger role at the time to do some of the kids program coordination and to coach some more classes and stuff as well.
They're not just off of St. Paul Street, are they?
Fit Collective?
Yeah.
No, we used to be. We're on Ontario Street. Used to be over off of
Fulton's Fitness.
Niagara Street.
Fulton's Fitness is what you're thinking.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And they are closed now. I think.
Are they actually fully closed? Because every time I go by, it seems like there's something.
Really? I was going to say every time I go by, it looks like there's nothing.
Now that I've said that, though, I probably haven't been by in a while. So.
Right.
Yeah, I have a huge soft spot for St. Paul Street. Spent many a teenage year there.
Buying
coffees
and
records
and
Hawaiian shirts.
There it is.
There, yeah. It's like, where are you going with this? Oh yeah, okay, that's all three.
I don't know if you remember this. Here's one of my fond earlier memories of St. Paul Street. I'm pretty sure actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, it might have been not you. It might have been John Lyle. Did we see Lord of the Rings together? It was probably John Lyle.
No, I went with Nick Hessler.
Anyway, somebody tried to sell us acid. That was
cool. Oh, that would have helped.
Yeah. So that was a fond memory. And now my fond memories of St. Paul Street include having a smashed window.
Oh, that sucks. Boo.
There's one of my
yet?
No, the window's coming in on the 22nd. So depending on when you're listening to this, maybe I have a new window.
Yay.
Hey.
Yay.
I've snuck in one of my struggles. Okay. So this could be looked at as a struggle. How does one find work as a kinesiologist or with a major in kinesiology? And I guess you did have one, or you do at Fit Collective.
I suppose. Yes, I suppose. I it certainly has helped me in the area. I didn't need it to get to work there specifically. So, but it has for sure impacted the way that I coach and my knowledge base and sort of how I approach things. I think the biggest thing that the best thing that overall from all of the schooling is just the ability to it helps you sort of organize how your thoughts, right? And how to approach problems and how to think critically about problems and think differently about the world. So I think that's to kind of paint it with a positive brush. That's how I look at it. I don't think it was time wasted.
A lot of people at universities, would you learn how to think critically? I spent 4 years and over $40,000, $50,000, $80,000
to learn not to make that mistake again.
that was my critical thinking. Next time, don't.
But it gives you a different, I don't know, it exposes you to different ways of thinking and how to find solutions and how to.
I mean, like the point of university initially was not use it to get a job. It was, take time,
study religion and become a priest.
Not just religion, but like philosophy.
No, I mean, originally,
yeah,
it was for like monks and shit.
Okay, I think I'm thinking more like Greekish times, maybe. I was like, go and just like learn.
Ooh, I was thinking European, but okay.
World, about how the world works, about philosophy, about this and that. And usually it was just for rich people.
Yes.
And then the middle classes were, more recently encouraged to participate because it became more of an institution than a place to ponder life. Does that make sense?
I think with Dr. Lawyer, that kind of got it going, right? Because that was your step up.
Sense. Yeah.
The invention of Dr. Lawyer.
I've trained to be a Dr. Lawyer. So what I'm saying is that you don't have to feel bad for going to university just to learn shit, even if you don't end up doing that shit, says the poli-sci major who is not doing poli-sci at the time. I mean, now or ever, probably. Anyway,
I think that's the way I think that's a good way to look at it, but I think it's also the way that we have to look at it, considering there's so many of us who have done that, right? Who have a degree.
Nick,
and then
you went and studied English, and you're doing English pretty hard.
Yeah, I'm talking it at a professional level. They were hiring people with any degree in Scotland at the time where I got my gig. So, I mean, it was still it was like a rubber stamp to get a better job.
Right.
There.
Yeah.
I think over here you needed a master's to get to my dizzy heights.
I was in Ottawa. I was working in Ottawa, and I was like, I'm interested in working for different government things, specifically in policy. And they're like, if you want any good policy jobs, you have to go get a master's. So at that point, I was like, I don't want to fucking get a master's. I don't give a shit. I don't care about anything enough to study it at a master's level.
Like, one more year of this shit? Are you fucking kidding me?
Exactly. I hate everybody here. I hate my teachers. I love the city. All I wanted to do was work at the movie theater, to be honest, when I was in Ottawa. I was like, can I just work here forever? It pays $9 an hour. So I didn't.
So yeah, late stage capitalism's working out great for everyone.
Working wonderful.
I think.
Right?
What is that noise?
Because Heather, what have you? I mean, I don't know. Like, I know what's going on. So right now, you're not working in your field, correct?
Right. Correct.
But you are still working at Brock, so that's cool.
Yes. Yeah. I work in, like I said, in facilities. So, and I enjoy it. So that's all that matters.
Great. Podcast over.
No more struggles here.
Yes. Of course, in this podcast, Heather, we do talk about the balance of artistic struggles and, balancing life and art. I don't know. Talk to us about your artistic life. What is that like? What are those goals look like?
Oh man. I think the first thing as soon as you said that, I was like, I just wish I had more time to like focus on doing the creative and the artistic things that I like to do. So that's the struggle, right? Finding the time to do it. But I mean, there's so many things that I would like to get better at and have more experience and just keep doing it. So I tried to just say yes to everything that comes my way, and then hopefully
a good improviser.
Yeah, there you go.
The improv is strong with this one.
Sometimes I say and after that yes, and then we continue on.
Part one is the hardest. The yes is the hardest. What are other things that you would want to explore?
Like in different areas in terms of acting, so like sketch or different. I mean, I love comedy, but anything outside of that as well too. I just I love the feeling of like being in front of an audience and like just engaging with people in that way. So in any capacity that I can do that and get better and feel more confident, then
did you do like theater and stuff in school?
Yeah. Not in high school I did.
Yeah.
I was I not sort of in the younger grades. I kind of discovered it a little bit later on. I guess I did when I was in middle school. Was like part of the the drama class and really enjoyed that kind of stuff. And then I took it all throughout high school, and in grade 11 I was we did Little Shop of Horrors, and I was like part of the stage crew, and then in the second half I got to be the puppeteer for the giant
for Audrey too.
For plant.
So I was gonna say Seymour. That's not right. Yep.
Yes, for Audrey too. So it was this like giant thing that you got inside, and you like literally like move the mouth and everything. And then as you'd like eat as the characters got eaten,
spoiler
they'd
alert.
like come and like oh yeah, so sorry, they get eaten. As the plant's an alien too. Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
As they get eaten, that you would like pull them through, and they'd like crawl out the other side,
man, that's
like,
awesome.
of the plant. So that was super fun. And then in grade 12 we did Midsummer Night's Dream, and I was in that, but I also I directed it with a friend of mine. So
nice.
we were the student directors, and I think that's one of my favorite memories, like one of my best, like one of the things that I look back on super fondly. So anything related to kind of leading something or directing something, I would totally be down for as well.
I'm learning things myself in this episode.
You guys should work on like a Niagara Falls Shakespeare thing. Shakespeare at the Pier.
They have stuff, don't they? Do they
have in the region? I don't know. We're so close to.
It's all Shaw
Stratford.
stuff. It's just
Yeah.
Shaw.
Oh,
Shaw.
Yeah.
Improvised Bernard Shaw. In fact, I think we're doing something similar.
I mean, second biggest English playwright, I guess, right?
Was he? Is that his rank?
I don't know.
Based on what metric? Big as in
festival hosting.
Festivals, yeah.
I thought of a memory as we were talking about that when we did Midsummer Night's Dream. I remember very distinctly that was the first time I ever got a big laugh on stage, and that was like
oh boy,
that was the hook. Like that was just like addicted. Yeah, that was it.
Heather, this is called a struggle pod. It sounds like you've got your whole life figured out here.
Oh God, no! I just pretend like I do. I'm good at that. I'm really good at that. I'm not. I mean, I'm pretending I have it together. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Oh.
What is there anything in particular these days that are? I mean, you mentioned time.
Time. It all comes down to time. Not enough time to do. Yep. Time and money, but time is money, right?
Is it? Because I think for some people, money is money. Money is just money.
Yeah.
Some people
money
just
is power.
have it. Money is power. Money is control.
But you need, I need more money. So the only thing I can get the only thing I can use is my time to get that money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sell pictures of your feet.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
All right, this isn't what I wanted to get at.
Okay. Shut up, Brie. I'm writing this down.
Sell pictures of feet. Never thought of this.
Nick, you do have very fuzzy feet. I'm sure there's a market.
There'd for sure be like a big barefoot market out there, I'm sure.
Oh God.
Is there like an OnlyFans for feet? Is there only feet? Yeah.
There's probably a subcategory on OnlyFans. Like
is that how it works? There's subcategories?
I have no idea.
Yeah, sure, Heather.
I don't. I do not.
All right, money, time, money.
Freedom. Yeah, because what I've been thinking a lot about it lately. Like, what if I had all of the money, or like enough to not worry about? What would I be doing with it? And like, travel's huge. I want to go see shit, and like not have to work. So that it's kind of that time and freedom thing is linked to money.
I've been thinking about that too. I'd love to do some more traveling, but then I look at the people who kind of make it work, and I think it's how you kind of prioritize where that money is going, right? And what is important. I mean,
yeah. I think the goal is to
or what
be
your
born
responsibilities
into
are.
a French royal family of some description. A
Ah,
duke.
I want a do-over.
Do you? What would you do differently?
No, I don't want a do-over. No, you can't. You can't think like that.
Well, but I mean, you brought it up. This is revisionist Heather history here.
Yeah. Oh, what would I do differently? No, I wouldn't do anything differently because that though every choice you make leads to the person you are today, right?
That's right.
And based on the information that you had, you're going by you made your best guesses.
Right?
That's right.
Mistakes are okay.
Mistakes are gifts.
I don't know about that.
Well, that's what we say in improv.
Okay. I mean, you're allowed to be wrong.
Yeah, but what did you do by being wrong? You learned something. Boom.
Everyone's getting mistakes for Christmas this year.
Yeah.
There you go. This is the worst mistake I ever made. And it's for you, Mom.
Merry Christmas. I'll put a little song into it too.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, at least a dance. Yeah, that'd be great. Oh, there it is. Heather, the people listening can't watch you dance.
I know, but I'm 50% weird dances and movements. So
that's true. As somebody who performs improv with you, I can say that is accurate.
It might even be greater than 50%.
It might be like a 72. Yeah.
Yeah, 72.
Well, having big
28.
movements, that's like an advantage in improv, though. I'm sure most people just like stand there holding their hands, 100%. Doing this kind of stuff. Like,
it's very boring.
Improv.
Oh, look, even that is more physical than most.
Yeah, that was too much, right?
He just did some
clasping
spirit fingers.
The elevator is here.
As you can see, Nick is stretching awkwardly because of his back. Heather, do you think you can fit his back?
Stop trying to get me free physio.
My recommendation would be to see a physio or a doctor, massage therapist.
I am, and all the crystals are working out great.
Good. You have to charge them in the moonlight.
Yeah, make sure. Have you been charging them in the moonlight, Nick?
No.
On a full moon.
Damn it. No, I've been doing crescent moon this whole time.
Well, they're only half charged.
Waning or waxing?
Waning. You gotta wax, right?
Which one is which? Waning is when it's going away. Yeah. Waxing is when it's appearing.
Getting bigger. That makes sense. No, that doesn't make sense.
So
only because
waning makes sense.
Waning makes sense. Wax must mean a different word than the word that we've come to know it as.
To the internet. Google it.
Look, I've already done it twice today.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You're good. You're good. I just know waning because it sounds like it's at the end of a thing, right? Like
I think waning that's like it's going away. It's like
our waning years.
Yes.
I am waning. Is that how you use it in the sentence?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
English.
Yeah. What about you, Nick? You tell us. You're the English major.
Yeah. You got it.
Sweet.
Nice.
Nailed it. I turned my heater on, Brie. You can't hear that, can you? Ooh, got toasty toes.
Are you getting them ready for the OnlyFans?
You gotta warm them up. Make sure you stretch before you.
Heather, okay. I gotta talk to you about something.
Please.
Past couple weeks, you've had a cold.
I have.
And it has been preventing you from doing some things.
Doing everything.
Let's talk about like. Okay, so I think this is actually a good topic for you to discuss with us. Is
physical health?
Physical health gets in the way of life. It could be so freaking hard. And
it's fucking depressing.
And not just you. Sometimes it's other people in your life. Yeah, exactly. So for Nick's back is all out.
It's way better now, Brie.
Oh, that's good. Well, last time we talked, that was over a month ago. Right now, my mother-in-law is staying with us because she had a fall. And she is like out of commission. And like so much of my shit has been impossible to do because I got to make sure she doesn't fall again. You've been sick for like 2 weeks now. How we don't talk about this? Like, I feel like I'm jumping into a rant here.
Bring
like
it
if you
on.
go like online and stuff and you're like goal setting, being a girl boss, doing all the things that you want to do, accomplishing your goals, all of them are like, okay, put systems in place for this and that for you to accomplish what you want to do. And I feel like, Heather, I'm sure it's similar for fitness. In fact, I know it is because I see all the like things you guys put on the boards, and I'm sure you do all the trackings of the things and the everything. And it's like, yeah, that's how you like gain your increments, right? By consistency and stuff. But when something like this happens, a physical thing, it just throws, I feel like it throws a wrench in, and just like you feel like I can't do anything right now. Let's talk to that. That's a struggle that all of us fucking have, and none of us talk about it.
I think I don't know if you're gonna like my answer. I think the answer is that, or you need to have done more before. Right? And that's not helpful in the moment when things happen. But we always talk about thinking about fitness and health and wellness as being like a bank where you deposit. So you're making deposits by doing exercise and by eating well and by building muscle and by all of these things, right? Because at some point in your life, whether it's by a fall or something or just age related, you are going to be withdrawing from that bank, right? You're not going to be able to be at the same level of health and fitness. So you need to make sure that those reserves are there so that in the event that, you do get sick or things like that, that you can ride out that time and then be able to come back and, whether it's like if a cold or something like that, if you are doing things consistently and are maintaining that level of health, a month, 2 months, it might feel like crap when you come back, but you're not going to lose fitness. You're not going to be less fit, right? You're not going to be less healthy. So it's about building that reserve like beforehand.
That makes sense. I'm not saying I don't like, in my case, it's like when you're like, you have to do things before. I'm like, like build a ramp in my fucking bathtub for my aging mother-in-law. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, to get to a point where when you do have a fall, I won't deny that. I'm not going to talk about that. But for Nick, for example, like how did you hurt your back? Was it golf?
Oh, no, I think it was kind of like what Heather's intimating there. I technically the golf was like the last straw on the camel's back per se.
On your own back in this case.
Yeah, on this humpy fella over here.
This camel's back.
Yeah. So I just twisted it, and instead of like shutting down my round, I'm just like, you know what? Fuck off back pain. I'm just gonna go play through it. That was not the right one to call there. So I think it just compounded more problems. But the problem leading into that was my complete like just sitting on my acidness because we're in the middle of COVID, so I'm moving even less for my job. My commute is walking down my stairs to my seat, and my job is sitting and updating spreadsheets for 9 hours. So there's no physical activity that was getting done. And then when you go
your
out,
fingers are in great shape.
I mean, carpal tunnel's a fun sports injury, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, when you go out and you play golf, there's a lot of like weird torque you're doing on your spinal region, and there's lots of bending down to pick up balls and such. So yeah, it's just like it's a disaster if you got a bad back waiting for you. And it got to the point where it's like I couldn't almost walk. It was just crazy pain and things not working. So I went to the doctors and started doing physio, and eventually I'm able to walk again. But every once in a while, I feel like if I don't do my stretches for a couple of days, I could feel it's almost like an itching tightness in my lower back that I have to deal with, and in my hip.
Well, why aren't you doing your stretches?
Because I fucking hate it. It's boring.
That was it, man. That's what we were talking about the last episode, is falling in love with boring.
Well, it didn't work.
You got to make it a routine. My favorite analogy is you got to look at that kind of stuff like brushing your teeth. Nobody is like, man, I can't wait to brush my teeth. It's the best thing in the world. Like, I love the toothpaste. And like,
I'm sure
nobody loves it, right?
I'm sure somebody.
Okay, so you're right. I shouldn't paint with such a broad brush, but the majority of people.
They've got a website for it. Only Floss.
Yeah. That's another subcategory. But it's not, it's not the thing you look forward to the most in your day. But it's something that you do every day because it's a healthy habit that you need to do. So those things, and it takes time to build those habits into your routine. But that's exactly what you need. People always say like, well, how do you have the, to people, you have the, I don't have the motivation or this. It's not about, it shouldn't be about motivation because motivation wanes. It waxes and wanes.
I need to wax it. I gotta wax my motivation.
You gotta wax that motivation.
You build it into your life until it's a habit that you do because that you just do it. You brush your teeth every morning. You do your stretches or you do your whatever it is that you're doing.
I just finished a book that took me forever to read, even because anyway, whatever. That's a New Year's resolution. I want to read more books and read more.
Read one book a year?
Read one book a year. That's my, yeah.
You read more books than I did this year.
Hey! So. It's called Atomic Habits. It's by James Clear, and it's exactly what you're saying, Heather. It's just, and his thing is like, here are some ways to make building habits easier, and to make them, basically to make them easier and to make them stick, right? And that's one of the things is if it's not attractive, like you said, if it's not attractive to, do a, whatever, brush your teeth every day, you got to find ways to make it easy or make the reward look easy, or like you have to trick yourself basically into enjoying this stuff, but also just the building of habits so it gets to the point where you're doing it unconsciously. That's when it's at its best, because you're not even thinking, nobody's thinking like, oh, I guess I'll brush my teeth today. It's like it's part of your routine. You do it.
Yeah.
Like before I go to bed, I brush my teeth, right? So it's like putting it in your calendar to a point that it's like, okay, and now it's a part of the day where I do my stretches for my golf, or my back.
For living. Yeah.
For my living. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
For my golf back.
And I know that's been something that I've had a hard time with because I've been trying to do a lot of walking, or at least whatever. I've tried to get my steps in, and it's finding like a consistent time when your schedule is all over the place. I feel like if you got the same kind of job where 9 to 5, you're doing the same thing every day, it's easier to build a routine where you're like, I get up, I do this, I do this, I do this. And this is just the way it is every day. And then maybe the weekend I take a break, or I do something differently on the weekend. But since my time is always like, oh, today I've got to drive to Toronto. Today I don't have to drive to Toronto. But today I'm up super early because I have to do a webcast. But today I don't have to, you know what I mean? Because it's all over the place.
Absolutely.
So it's just like.
And to what you were saying before, I mean, lots of people, like some people, everyone's always like, oh, we all have the same 24 hours, but it's not true. Like some people are caregivers, some people have, children or some people, and then there's others who are single and have only themselves to look after, right? Like a lot of that, all access to these types of things, funds, everything, it's all plays into it. So, it's not to, I guess I just want to like qualify my statement as being like, I'm not trying to come across as being judgmental in any way, because it's not.
No, I don't think that, I didn't think that was that at all, but even just, you know what I mean? Like there are things that you could do at home from the comfort of your own house that will benefit your health. I think we all learned that during the pandemic. It's like, well, wow, just grab, you know what I mean? Grab a chair and you can do all kinds of different exercises.
I started doing yoga for golf before all this kicked off, and I think that might be another part of the injury as well. I like twisted something. It was like, oh, that shouldn't have happened.
You gotta start doing regular yoga before you go into the niche.
It's
yoga.
not like it was advanced yoga, Brie. I think it was a warning sign of like, yeah, I gotta move.
When I was working at CBC, like the 9 to 5, I bent over to pick my cat up, and threw my back out. So yeah, I think it's the like 9 to 5 sitting at a desk kind of life that's really impacting so many of us.
I threw my back out picking up an empty plate, so I understand as well too.
Oh God, bend at the knees for a plate.
On the ground. Done.
Okay, well then, Heather, talk to me. You're somebody who does a lot of things to.
Wait a minute. Yeah, you do
You're
physical
somebody
stuff,
who
and you
puts
got
a lot of
injured.
deposits into your fitness bag. But you've been sick for 2 weeks.
True. I mean,
I don't know what my point is. I guess my point, like it happens to everybody.
yeah.
Like I guess what you were saying is it means that when you get better, it'll be much easier for you to get back into the habit because you.
Yeah, and ideally, it's easier for you to weather the storm of whatever it is that you're going through.
True.
Does it always work that way? No.
No. Life is random.
Very much so.
But you could do things to pump up your odds a bit.
Pump up your odds. Pump it.
It's stacking
literally
the odds
pumping
in your favor.
Oh, may the odds forever be in your favor, Brie.
And also with you.
My God.
Okay. We've been here for a while. I feel like we've taken up a lot of your time, Heather. Do you want to leave us with some?
Oh God.
I'm gonna leave us a lightning round question. Are you ready for this? I got nothing. Nick, you ready? Go for a question first. Let's do a lightning round.
No.
No?
Do you want a minute to prepare? Or
what music are you listening to right now?
Oh, the 1975.
Oh. Okay.
What?
British pop.
Were they in town recently? I think they might have been in Toronto.
Yeah, I think they were in Toronto. I think that's why they've been coming up on my feed. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody I know went to see them, and they go to see so many concerts, and I'm like, I want to go to concerts, but they're so expensive now.
Are they?
Crazy expensive now. It's unbelievable. I saw there was like Metallica tickets. Somebody was posting they were going for like $600 or $700 like a piece.
No.
Well, that band's been around too long. But the 1975, how much would that have been?
Probably like $200.
I don't know, but probably for
Well, where were they playing? Like Air Canada Center or whatever that's called, Scotiabank.
I would say yes, but I don't know.
What if you're going to like the Rivoli, or if that's still around, or like a club?
I don't know. That's probably different because it's not like a. I don't know. At the same time, I was gonna look like the Danforth Music Hall, for example. It's a smaller venue.
Yeah.
Those are probably around 70 now, I would say.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, and then you see like the ticket price, but then it's like all the taxes and
all the
fees and everything else that like add on top of it too, right?
I'd like to feel like, we're just getting old, but it's like no, like we used to not have to pay this much for tickets, and it's now it feels like a ripoff, like a ripoff. It's like I like David Cross, but I'm not gonna spend fucking $200 to see David Cross. I'm just gonna watch old episodes of Mr. Show and cry, I'll laugh.
I think a lot of I keep hearing like about how artists, like especially, I mean, small to medium sort of acts that are like they just can't tour, like they just can't do it. The costs are just so even with the ticket prices, they're seeing so little of that, and and everything is so expensive, like just in terms of bringing people around and probably insurance and everything else that you have to consider that they just like can't tour.
Also,
what a garbage world we live in,
right? Sucks.
Constant struggle. If you're a smaller, medium-sized
band
and you want to talk to us about your struggles
and give us tickets
and give us free tickets to your shows,
well, come on, we might come and watch.
We'll pay you in so much exposure.
That's the worst. That's worse than Ticketmaster.
Okay, what are you watching? What are you comedy watching?
What am I watching? I haven't really watched any. I have an option.
Have you seen SNL this season?
Oh, I was just watching it in clips. I did just watch a whole bunch of the clips. I didn't watch it like straight through, but of Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Okay.
Pretty good.
I thought there was some pretty good stuff in there.
I liked their eulogies to each other. Those were funny.
It's a good bit.
Did you watch Only Murders in the Building? You didn't?
Yeah, no, I haven't watched it yet. No.
It's good.
Neither.
I've only watched the first season, but I really like it. It's very much there. I don't know if you like them.
Okay, Heather, what's your favorite exercise move of all time?
Well, the snatch.
Yeah,
it is. There you go. It really is, though. Olympic lifting with the barbell. That's my favorite thing to do.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So
Nick looked like,
it's
am I
the one,
allowed to
I know,
react
it's
to
the
this?
one where the barbell comes from the ground all the way up overhead.
Oh my God. I could,
in one motion.
you would
Yes.
see my spine like unroll from behind me. Make a
Okay,
weird
Heather.
zipper noise.
Yeah, that's normal, right? That's like a normal sound that you.
That's
hear at
part of the
gym.
training, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we all need to unzip our spines. Slowly.
One zip at a time.
One zip at a time. It's kind of zipper-like, if you think about it.
Nick's an English major. He's good at.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Sorry.
I was gonna say analogy, but was that what I'm looking for?
I'm also good at
Analogy?
animal noises.
Nick's good at.
Wow, that was great. That was like,
That's it. That's it. We're done. We're done here. Heather, where can people find you if they want to look you up, if they want to learn from you, train with you,
oh my God.
watch you do funny things, watch you have you fix their light bulbs in their rooms?
That is not an option for anybody unless you live at Brock. But otherwise, you can follow me on Instagram, Heather Eyman, or check out Improv Niagara's feed. I'm all over that. Check out Fit Collective St. Catharines as well. You'll see me in both of those locations, and keep up with us there.
Yay.
Right on.
Yeah.
Thank you, Heather.
Thanks for having me.
You want to say struggle on with us?
I do.
I would like that very much.
I would like to do that. How do I say it in a certain way?
You say we'll catch up.
Huh?
Bye, kitty! She looks so grumpy. Struggle on.
Struggle
on. Oh, she attacked me.
Oh no.
Brie, good episode.
Great episode.
Oh,
I'm
great
Tony the Tiger.
episode. Okay.
What a great episode with Heather. I learned a lot. Nick, it should help you with your goal this year of incremental health stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
I liked her analogy of the bank, of putting things in the, like every time you do an exercise, it's like your fitness bank, and that you're making deposits into your fitness bank.
Indeed. Instead of always doing like withdrawals by drinking, partying, arithmetic.
Having fun.
Yeah.
And other fun things.
Yeah.
So this way, when you go golfing next time, you have.
I won't fall apart for 3 months.
That's right.
Yay.
Hooray. Yeah, what do you think, Nick? Next time we speak, will we do a big breakdown of the year 2022, or do you just want to forget that year ever existed and move into something new, a new space?
I think we could just add it on to the next episode. I didn't do much creative this year, full disclosure, and I think that comes across in the podcast this year. So we could just look at we've already just discussed you traveling the world to pursue your commercial acting of Thundersticks.
Yes, I love boomsticks.
Boomsticks. Oh my gosh.
Thundersticks sound pretty cool, though.
Okay.
That'd be a
Thanks,
cool name for. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so hungry. I'm wondering like what kind of food a Thunderstick would be. Brie, do you think it would be a mozzarella stick but with like buffalo sauce?
Yeah, something would have to bring that thunder to it. Also, why doesn't that exist? That sounds fucking really good.
I mean, copyright causes struggle because it's going to be a struggle in the bathroom after you eat Thundersticks.
Hey, we're going to go pitch this to the Shark Tank. What's it called in Canada?
Oh, isn't it Shark Tank?
And Dragons. No, it's the Dragon's Den. There it is.
Oh, why isn't it Shark Tank? Whatever.
Yeah.
We live in it's because of communism, I think.
We know that sharks cause more damage to our healthcare system than dragons.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I'm looking forward. It sounds like you're optimistic for the new year. I'm uncertain about what's going to happen.
Oh, I'm just blindly going in with a smile, like whatever.
But that for you, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yay.
We're all gonna die at some point. Yay.
We might as well write short stories.
Yeah. Or edit the 3 books that you've written in the last couple of years.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. Do some things, everybody.
Do some things.
And well, I mean, if this gets whatever, Happy New Year. Good luck in 2023. We all need it. Peace.
Struggle on.
And of course, struggle on. Sha-la-la-la.